Alright guys, a few days ago I put something up on the TForce Reddit to try and get people to talk about some analysis of gameplay and just situations to see. I was really happy about what I saw, so I was really excited to go and put my version out and to just show up the following moments and see what happened. But I was moving, so it took me a few days. I'm back now, it should be working. Hopefully I can get this started, and hopefully you appreciate this. And I'll just walk through what was going through my mind, what was going through my team's mind, what was probably going through the enemy's mind at the time. So just going on a little bit of background, just I guess analysis of where we are and where the game is at the moment. I am playing Mousehole right now. I'm George P. Bordeaux. Our team is currently behind 2K Gold, 20 to 28. One tower each, down one dragon. They have taken our top tower up here. We've taken our mid. Just situationally, our tower position is better because we have both this area to work in and this area to work in, or they only really have this area to work in right here. This is good for us. So, while they have more gold, we have the better map position as of now. Now, just, I guess, going down player to player. Volde's been having lane to lane, player to player. Volde's been having a bit of a tough time against Vlad top, as you can tell. Now, this was blind pick, so I'm not going to criticize him for picking Volde into Vlad or whatever. That didn't happen. Vlad didn't counterpick Volde. It just so happened that they were matched up together. And when that happens, you kind of just have to make do with what you got. That's a terrible matchup. Volde rushed his Spirit Beast here first. I don't blame him at all. It's beautiful against Vlad, against Pokey Harass Magic. And in addition to that, it helps with Volde's passive, the one that gives him health back. Now, Vlad, 152 farm, that's beautiful. 5-4, that's respectable. With the Ancients, perfect for Spy, couldn't agree more. And then he goes and buys two needlessly large rods. Now, I understand sometimes you have to pick up a ruby crystal or a no magic mantle or some boots or a pot or Dorns, whatever, if you don't have enough gold to buy some. That's perfectly fine. What you shouldn't go around doing, though, is dumping the gold on a second big item, like a large rod, when you can just finish up your first one. With this large rod right here, he could have finished a Zanya's and probably gotten another of the books. The utility offered by that Zanya's is much greater than the slight additional damage that the large rod will give you. Always finish and build your big items into other big items first before buying more baseline big items. Don't buy 3 BF swords. Don't buy 2 large rods. Generally speaking, that's a terrible idea. One or two situations, that might not be, but generally speaking, that's bad. Now, moving on to jungle. Vi here. Vi's been doing pretty okay. She's 3, 4, and 8. Not the worst, especially when our whole team is doing fairly bad. Went for Stalker's Warriors, okay. Gank centric, great. Warriors and Vi, great. And then she goes into an Aegis. That's beautiful. Tanky jungler. I honestly don't see Aegis being picked up enough. Aegis is one of the most unselfish items you can get. It helps your entire team out with that aura. It's not quite as good as it used to be, but it's still a beautiful item. Merc Treads, still, again, beautiful. Now, Sightstone. Sightstone here, on Vi, kind of a bit weird. I'm looking at that, kind of scratching my head. But then you look at our sport, and you kind of understand why. Our sport ended up going for an AP carry build, which, okay, usually I'm fine with. If you want to go for an AP carry as a sport in blind pick, I'm fine with that. As long as you're not intentionally feeding or whatever. But here's the one side bit. You are a support. you should be building a sightstone. When you don't have a sightstone as a sport, as you can see right here, that forces your team to pick up a lot of the slack that you should be doing. If Lux had had a sightstone by now, our team wouldn't have had to have had 4 yellow trinkets and 1 red. We could have done like the other team and got 3 of the blue ones, which are honestly at this point probably better, or at least as good. Because Lux here didn't get the sightstone and isn't playing the vision game, that's forcing Vi to pick up even more of the slack. And Vi just isn't able to be everywhere at once. And even worse, Vi wasn't able to go for the tracker's knife before she realized that Lux wasn't going to go with sightstone. So, weird choice right there, but necessary given these circumstances. So going with Lee Sin. Lee Sin's 858. Great, he's doing great. He's carrying his enemy. He's carrying the team, along with someone else who we'll get to later. But his build is kind of off. Tracker's Knife, great. Allows for war jumps. Warrior's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Great on Lee Sin. But then, looking at the Hexbringer and Serrated Dirk in the movies, he is going for a full damage Lee Sin. Full damage Lee Sin does a lot of damage. I mean, it's a name, full damage. But the one problem is, if he gets CC'd at all in any way, shape, or form, he is going to die. He's going to die with maybe just 2 people on our team attacking him. Like, it's not even going to take all of us to fix him down. That's the issue with going full damage Lee Sin. He isn't a threat if he ever gets CC'd. And looking at our team, we have a Vorti. Vorti can toss him back. We have a Vi. Vi can Q him. Vi can ult him. We have a Malzahar. I can ult him in place while someone else attacks him. We have a Jinx. If he lands some choppers, he's dead. We have a Lux. If he gets snared, he's also dead. If any of these things happen, he is almost certainly going to die, or get out of there and be useless for the rest of the fight. Going for the damage to Lee Sin is okay at some points in time. When you have as much crowd control as the blue team does, though, that is probably not the time to do it. You can be useful while building by staying alive longer, and therefore dealing more damage over time, as opposed to just straight burst and assassination. Moving on to me, I went for the standard Rod of Ages opening on Mouse. Rod of Ages is very good for him. Because he stays in one spot, he needs the health in case someone else tries to interrupt him. He needs the mana to keep on spamming his spells. It's generally pretty good. I also went for Morelos. One of the reasons was to deal with Vlad. Vlad's, again, not necessarily a problem in terms of kills, but he's 152 farm, by far the highest in the game. He's going to be a problem, if not now, very soon. So Grievous Wounds, definitely going to help with that. In addition, he gives me a lot of cooldown reduction, which allows me to get my voidlings out faster on my passive. Again, I prefer not to have this trinket here, but because we don't have the vision, I found it kind of slightly necessary. So moving on to Lissandra. Lissandra's not doing the best. I managed to get a leg up on her in lane, and she's been having a rough time of it. She went for Frost Queen's Claim first, and that is honestly really, really good. Frost Queen's Claim right now is a great item, especially after they added this Icy Ghost passive into it. But if you can build Frost Queen's Claim early, you should be building it. It is that good. It's gold regen, gives you great AP, gives you great passives and actives. It's just an all-around good item. The issue Lissandra has is this second item right here. She has the Magia's Soul Stealer. Now, I know we've all seen someone get one of these and go 20 stacks, kill everyone, go on a rampage. That's great. That happens sometimes. The issue is, if that doesn't happen, if you get behind in lane, like as this person is, then that you've wasted you've wasted uh, you have wasted a thousand gold on an item that doesn't build into anything else and isn't even effective by itself. Because she spent that money on that, she was not building towards another item, and because she died to me in lane, she wasn't able to use the item for its intended purpose. She's just kind of stuck with it now. If she gets going later on, okay, but it's not helping her right now, and right now is what matters. This is Sorcerer Shoes, fine. I'm assuming, looking at this Fiendish Codex and Forbidden Idol, she's going for Moretto next too. Moretto is, again, just a standout item. It's really good on most mages. If you want cooldown reduction, Moretto is probably your best bet. Sometimes Chados and Athenes are okay, but those tend to be a little bit more defensive. They have a little bit less overall utility to it, especially with the passive. And especially because it's good against Volta here with his passive. That triggers when he's below that health. So it pretty much counters his passive. Now, bottom lane for us has been going really, really terribly. This Jinx is 364, not the worst. I've seen a lot worse. But Twitch is 10 and 2. Jinx is actually hitting farm, which is great. It shows that she's been able to keep up, at least in that aspect, and not fall that far behind. Or like as far behind as she could have. But again, she's an item and a half behind. Twitch has the Hurricane, and Twitch has completed Berserker's Greave. At this point, Jinx does not do enough damage to keep up with Twitch in a fight. Our team right now does not want the AD carries in a fight. We are much better off if our entire team, except for Jinx, fights the enemy's entire team, except for Twitch. If the AD carries are off farming their own lanes, fighting each other, that is better for us than it is for them. Because Twitch right now will kill not only Jinx, but our entire team. Thanks to his ult, Ruin's Hurricane, and IE. Especially now that Ruin's has some crit. Moving on to support. Again, Lux has the second most amount of kills on her team, but she's been hitting things she needs to. But again, we've had a rough time thanks to the vision that she isn't providing. I wouldn't have a problem with any of this if there was just a Sightstone in it before any of the other things she built. This Forbidden Idol right here, and this Corrupting Potion, these two items, just take them out, get us the Sightstone, and you'd still have enough to do damage. You wouldn't have quite as much mana, but you already have Frost Queen's Claim. That gives you a significant amount of mana regeneration. And if you can't manage with that amount of mana, then honestly you probably shouldn't be playing as a support. Just get vision and then do whatever else you want to do. Thresh, on the other hand, has been hitting all of his shots, just like Lux, but he actually is building for the team, not for himself. Granted, Lux doesn't bring that much other than damage and straight AP stuff. She brings a shield and snare. But Thresh has a Deadman's Plate that allows him to be faster, get closer to people, get a flay off, get a hook off that he might not otherwise have gotten. Same with Mobies. Target's Brace, he can shield somebody that's in danger. Sightstone, again, vision. And the Sightstone, again, because it was picked up earlier, allowed his enemy team to pick up these trinkets. And just with this one Sightstone and one yellow trinket, you can see that red team has a significant amount of vision control in our area. 1, 2, 3, of which are stealth wards, not the blue totem wards. Again, that's excellent vision control on his part. I appreciate that a lot. Lee Sin, again, is helping out with this trackers and warding. So just looking at general position right now, this is me again. I just got in a fight with Lee Sin. Both of us barely escaped. He jumped me, I almost died, then I turned around and ulted him. He almost died, then he ran away. Then I ran away. And I'm backing, he's backing. So that takes me out of the fight, and I am the most fed person on my team. He is one of the two most dangerous people on his team, and furthermore, he has Smite. So that means they're not going to take any major objectives until he is healed up. So that means, from our vision, even though we don't have that great a vision in this area right here, around Dragon, we know that they probably aren't going to take it immediately. And if they try, Void is right here. He can come on and help. Lux is right there. She can come on and help. And then Vi is right here. If they try, she can just vault over the wall and smite. I won't be there to help, and I'm the most fit person. That's a problem. However, it will help. Like, we'd still get the dragon, and we still have a slight chance because we see Vlad up here, and Vlad, furthermore, does not have teleport. Vlad is in a bad spot. If we get in a fight, Vlad cannot help. So that's basically getting us a free 4v3 because Vlad's up top, he can't help. Lee Sin's over here somewhere, and Lee Sin is currently going back to heal. If he's not, then he will die the moment the stiff breeze comes. Lanes are pushed out into the enemy. That means we can't do that much for it, so honestly, we should be focused in this area, trying to just prevent anything from happening, or trying to take Dragon ourselves. I don't think we're quite strong enough to take Dragon yet, thanks to Twitch being 10-2. We don't know where Twitch is. If he comes while we're taking Dragon, then we all die. And we probably lose the game at that point, because we just got a 4-person death and another Dragon down. Lissandra's also a bit dangerous just by virtue of her CC, and Thresh can hook people and just let Twitch come in very easily. So our goal right now is to bait them into doing something stupid, whether it's engaging on Dragon when they can't protect it, or just chasing somebody far away and just distracting them overall a little bit. So that is what we can do right now. And then hopefully I can get back up in time, rush back over into this area, and prevent any more things happening if they so choose to do dragons. Now looking at Red Team, what should Red Team be doing? First of all, Vlad should not be here. Vlad has no teleport. Vlad is giving Blue Team free vision on him, so we know where he is. And we know that because Lee Sin is backing, and because Vlad is up top with no teleport, that leaves 3 people in this dark area in their jungle that we don't know where they are. And that means they're extremely weak right now. Almost weaker than they will ever be in the future. Because Vlad's ult, Hemoplague, and just passive damage, is a significant chunk of their team fight potential. So if we can get a fight with just Lissandra, Thresh, and Twitch, then we will be set to at least even the score up here. Because we're not too far behind, and a shutdown on Twitch and a dragon on top of it would put us basically even. So that's a big mistake on Vlad's part. Even if he wasn't going to be in this area where he should at least not have shown himself over here. I know that's Tasty Farm. You're at 150. You're at 152 farm. You have enough. For now. You have more than anybody else, as a matter of fact. When you have that much more, you can probably afford to play some of the mind games like that. Let this wave take it. Let this wave come up and block it some more. And just at least prevent the enemy from knowing where you are. Just help your team pressure something. There's nothing to pressure up here. Blue? You're not going to take blue. There's a possibility that they could have taken this. They could focus in this area, but his team isn't in the area to help. Baron spawns in 50 seconds. These members of the team aren't going to get up here in time to help with this, so Vlad isn't really doing anything here. he should be doing something with pressure. However, red team also knows that my team, especially with me being this low, is not able to go and take dragon on our own. If that happens, Thresh and Lissandra can just stall them, and Twitch can come up behind and kill literally everyone. So they know we're probably not going to take it. We're still a little bit scared. So what they can do is they can afford to stall a little bit, wait for Lee Sin to get healed up, and then come back down and take this. Of the ways they could stall, they already have Vision here. Vision's going to last a while. That ward still has half of it left. They need to get Vision on the actual pit here, and that's honestly about it. Like, some Vision in this bush here would be nice, just general places. The other thing they can do is they can just take blue, get Lissandra ready for the next fight.